Okay, so from your perspective, what do you think are the issues in Palestinian society?
I have very long
Internal.
answer for that.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's try and categorize.
Okay, I'm trying to be. Okay, there are many things actually. I'm gonna talk about the major things. Before I start talking, I need to make some points very clear because there are very important things we need to know. We cannot deny because I think honesty is the key here to solve this problem, and we need to be honest to ourselves. Despite the fact that I really hate blaming Israel for everything we have here, or living miserably, but we cannot deny that the fact that the Israeli military presence here in the area is a major factor of having problems here. Like, people here do not have real and enough chances. Like, we don't have even a sovereignty state. We cannot give tourist visas, for example. We cannot import freely. Everything has to pass through Israel. This, of course, no question, is the major factor of we have difficult life here. But I hate blaming Israel always, because we have our own problems, which could be the reason why. First of all is education. Education here gives certificates for everyone, and most of Palestinians, they learn. They went to school and universities, but they actually learn nothing, because the educational system itself is oriented, like, always mix religion and politics with the science, which is really unethical.
And sciences?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very unethical, and you know that. Curriculums itself lacks the basics of modern science. Like, it's very poor cited, no references, references, and many of the things that you read there in the curriculums, it's written upon the personal opinion of the writer, which is really funny.
Okay.
Okay. And scientific materials are extremely deadlock. Like, they don't give space for the student to be creative. He is only a receiver. He just needs to receive. He cannot give.
Okay.
He just receives the information.
Are you allowed to challenge? Like, if somebody says, no, I don't think that's true, because...
No.
Well,
Point, end of discussion.
wow.
Whatever you ask is being like, what are you asking about? Like, this is always the answer of the teachers.
Sure.
Because teachers themselves, they are a problem with the teachers, of course, because they don't have also good education. And the most important thing, Arab culture in general, not only Palestine, the Arab culture is a verbal culture. Like, they don't read. They just hear something and they simply believe it's true.
But do they really believe it's true? Because some of the things I keep hearing are so crazy that I can't imagine they could possibly be true. So that's why people believe it? All these conspiracy theories?
Yeah, they believe that.
Okay.
They hear it and they believe it. That's it. It's very simple. Because it's a verbal culture. They don't read. They don't challenge their education. They just receive things. They hear and talk, and blah, blah, blah. It's spread it everywhere. That's a major problem in the Arab culture in general, not only Palestine, by the way. All the Arabs, they have that culture, the verbal culture, talking to each other. And
so it's this idea, if I know Arab culture enough, this idea that it's speaking down from, meaning you have an expert, he is the leader, and he tells you what to think, and that's it. There is no question.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've seen it with other things. I just didn't realize it happened also in things like sciences.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. The other thing that I think it's mostly a problem with the Palestinians, they complain rather than work. They keep complaining. They prefer to blame everyone and anyone rather than confess failure. Okay. It could be Israel, destiny, circumstances, or government, anyone, the whole world, conspiracy, other than themselves. Yeah, they're not going to go out and work and do a real change for their life. They simply prefer to complain and crying always. I really hate that.
Do you think
and
it's more?
It's a very bad mentality.
Do you think it's more Palestinians than other Arabs? Because I notice there is this fatalistic idea.
It is a Palestinian thing.
It's very Palestinian.
It's a very Palestinian thing. They like to complain always, even when it's good. Even when
Jews do too, so that's okay. Jews do, but they love to complain along while they do it. It's okay. I can relate.
You can relate to that?
Yes, totally.
That's fine.
I like to complain too. It's okay.
The third thing that I'm going to talk about is the adoption of national identity with severe contradiction.
Okay.
There's many contradictions everywhere. Like, they tend to adopt two characters or more, which cannot be together at all. Like, the hero and the victim, which is really ironic. Very ironic.
Yes, I've noticed this.
Like, if, for example, a 14-year-old boy who went to a checkpoint to stab someone can never be a hero, because he didn't achieve anything, after all. The only thing he did, he accused himself killed. He caused himself killed. And, of course, he cannot be a victim, because he is going to do something criminal. But, if you want me to say, yeah, he is a victim. He is a victim of the ignorance. He's a victim of...
But from the Palestinian perspective, you're saying he's both hero and victim at the same time.
At the same time, which is very contradictory.
Yes. Well, it's sort of, I keep thinking is, well, then how do you get out of it? Because if he's the victim, then it's like saying, okay, if somebody comes to stab you, I should do nothing. Therefore, he won't be a victim. I won't kill him, let's say. Which, I don't think he should be killed personally.
He can be easily...
But okay, so that's A. That's logic A. Yeah. And then there's logic B. He's a hero. Then if he's killed, then see him as a hero and shut up. That's the logic B.
Yeah.
So you can see it that way if you want.
That's what I'm talking about. Both. You cannot have both hero and victim. You have to choose.
So how do Palestinians do this in their mind? How does that happen?
I never understand that. Whenever I ask them for, when we ever talk about this, I never get to a real making sense point.
Okay, fair enough.
It's very weird. I don't understand. Okay. The other thing about contradiction, many Palestinians, if you ask them, they would describe themselves as religious. Mm-hmm. Although the most of them are corrupt. Yeah. They are too religious and they are too corrupt. This is mother of contradiction. Yes. I don't understand how this is working with it. I don't understand. This is something I really hate.
Yes.
The contradictions. Always. There are many contradictions, endless contradictions. There's only 2 examples, but there are endless contradictions. You want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, this is interesting.
Okay. The fourth thing, similarity. Lack of acceptance of difference. That's why. Because they are very similar. I said before that they are very similar of the way of thinking. That's why they refuse the others. Whenever they had a different idea, they feel like it's part of the conspiracy.
Somehow against them.
Somehow against them, yeah. It has to be made by the enemy. So, because they reject and they need only to hear what they like to hear, because they are very similar. Even the left, the right, the whatever you want, all the political parties here, they're all the same. After all, they're all the same.
Yeah, I noticed one thing. Somebody said it to me and it suddenly clicked, but that Palestinians, and he didn't mean it as a critical thing, but it was showing the reality, that Palestinians have a foot in each world, in the Hamas way and in the Fatah way. Fatah way is, okay, we negotiate, and Hamas way is, the only way to
negotiate
is through violence. Is what was taken by force can only be returned by force. And everyone seems to have a foot in each place because nobody knows which will work.
Exactly. He's true. He's saying the very.
And then when he said it, I went, okay, thank you. That's now I understand why people keep using contradictory language.
Okay. Well, when anyone has a different idea, it will be rejected and hated very easily. Yeah. You can see here every.
And I noticed people trying. I remember you were with me. I was at the college here, and I said, "I'm an atheist." This wasn't on camera. And somebody went, "Yes," like as a guy, and then everyone stared at him. And they were like, "No, you can't say that. You're not allowed to talk about being an atheist."
I'm going to talk about this thing because it's related to that point. this is also in the whole Arab world, not only in Palestine, not only Palestinian, but we can relate so much. Not only governments, even societies. Unfortunately, they don't believe in human rights at all. Atheists, homosexuals, peace believers living under persecutions. Of course, women as well.
Yeah.
But now it's a little bit less for women in the recent 5 years. But they don't believe in human rights in general. You cannot have these basic rights.
Yeah.
This is a major problem here for the Palestinians. I think I have said everything I need to say.